So, this is an animation tutorial. I'm pretty new to animation myself, meaning that I have a much fresher view on the absolute basics. And when I say basics, I mean everything from your first animation to what program you use in the first place. And no, this isn't just made for one age group. I don't care whether you're 5 or 50. Anyone of any age can learn to animate. And if you don't feel confident that you can do it just because everyone says it's really hard, just know that if you want to animate and you're watching this video, you're already halfway there. Anyway, to the tutorial. Just a quick note, I'm really congested right now, so I'm going to sound weird. Anyway, step 1, get an electronic. You've already completed this step because you're watching this video. Step 2, choose your program. This is the hard one, and probably the one you'll want the most guidance in. Just rule number 1, from personal experience, do not use OpenTunes for your first time. It's a lot more complicated than most of the free programs and harder to use. I started out with it, and for a while, things were really great. I managed to get 637 frames of fully animated, fully colored, fully rendered lip-synced animation, with the first 200 frames being drawn individually because I didn't know how to copy-paste frames. I had spent a year on it, then the program crashed. I lost everything because I couldn't figure out how to back it up. Instead, for a beginner program, I'd suggest something like FlipaClip or even the animation thing on IBIS Paint, as they're easier to use and save work well. Step 3, know your tools. This one's pretty easy to figure out on your own, even with a harder program. The drawing tool is mostly represented by some sort of drawing utensil, like a pen, a marker, a paintbrush, or a pencil, and you can use it to, well, draw. Then there's the eraser that's used for, you'll never guess, erasing. And it's normally shown by an eraser. If you don't know what a pen, a pencil, paintbrush, or an eraser looks like, seriously, go touch some grass. You've been on your electronics way too long. Anyway, next is the lifesaver, the lasso tool. This one can be signified by a lot of things, from a computer cursor to a lasso-looking thing. It's a dotted line with something else. It allows you to adjust the size, placement, and tilt of anything you surround it with. Next, there's onion skinning, which is super useful for seeing where the last frame is, and if you're doing an in-between frame, what the next one looks like. And the second lifesaver, layers. Layers basically allow you to change something, but only what's on that layer. And helpful tip, keep the eyes on a different layer than the body if you're doing humanoid things. Finally, step 4, creating your first animation. Let's start out with a bouncing ball. Now, I'm going to use 15 frames per second because that's what I'm more used to, but I'd highly suggest a beginner use a lower frame FPS. Here, I'm going to make my brush tool the appropriate size that I want. And there we go. At the highest point of the page, you'll draw a circle. And make sure it's not too big, like the ones I keep drawing here. Then you'll add a more squished version at the lowest point. Now you'll add a frame in the middle and draw an in-between frame where it's slightly stretched but still kinda looks like a ball. Now we're going to start doing the in-between frames. Make sure to add more circles at the top than at the bottom, because the ball is going to get faster as it goes down and slower as it goes back up. Also, the ball should get more elongated as it goes down. So now we're going to go to the frames viewer so that we can copy and paste all of these frames to make a perfect loop. Now we've just got to rearrange it to make it look like a loop. So since I know that I didn't explain the lasso too well, that's what it is. That's what it does. Anyway, here's our full animation. I'm probably not going to do anything else like this unless this gets a whole lot of views, so bye.